Good morning, East Africa. It's good to see you this Thursday morning. How are you feeling? Enthusiastic about the day? Well, it's so good to have you right here on Your World. My name is Winnie Lubembe, and we are coming to you today straight from Soul Vegetarian Catering and Bakery right here in Westlands. And of course, you'll understand why we are here today in just a moment. But a vegan diet is often accepted to be a healthy one, and of course thought to help reduce the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and type 2 diabetes. So what exactly is it about a vegan diet? So today we dissect the vegan diet, including its health benefits, its risks, as well as important things that you need to consider before actually trying out a vegan diet. First things first is always the day's highlights. The drought in Kenya's north also taking a bite into the children's dietary needs. Government signals intention to pursue free trade area with the UAE. And today it's all about a vegan diet, and we're here at the Soul Vegetarian just to understand the vegan diet better, and we get into that discussion in a few. And elsewhere, US warns that Russian attack on Ukraine remains a possibility. And of course, since it's all about vegan diet, we are asking you, how long can you stay without consuming meats or eggs or even milk? Once again, how long can you stay without consuming milk, eggs, or even meat? Basically, what we're asking is how long can you stay without taking dairy products, without taking poultry products and its byproducts? So feel free to interact with us at NTV Kenya at Lubembe_Winnie. Remember to use the hashtag YourWorld and tell us how long you can stay without consuming any of the poultry or the dairy products. And of course, we get into that discussion in a moment, but we just want to understand how long you can stay without consuming milk, eggs, cheese, beef, or anything of that sort. And of course, we'll be coming to you with your feedback as we continue with the show. But first things first, how about we take a look at the stories that we have so far? And the government now says that it is considering a possible free trade area agreement with the United Arab Emirates, that is the UAE. Well, this was made public by President Uhuru Kenyatta during his ongoing visit at the United Arab Emirates for the Dubai Expo. President Kenyatta says that Kenya is ready for stronger bilateral ties with the UAE and would like to boost trade flows between the two partners. Kenya's export to the UAE stand at about $300 million annually, with imports worth about $900 million from the same market.
In particular, Dubai are transport and logistic hubs. And I encourage you to explore opportunities to harness the port and airport infrastructure in the two regions to make the transportation of goods through Kenya into East and Central Africa cheaper and indeed more efficient. The strengthening of trade between our two countries will also go a long way in helping to address the urgent need for job and economic opportunities amongst our people, especially our young people.
And elsewhere, the food situation in Marsabit County is desperate. People are walking as far as 40 kilometers in search of food, water, and pasture. And reports show that several children under the age of 5 face moderate to severe malnutrition. And of course, the most affected areas are Laisamis and North Horr sub-counties, where hundreds have lost hundreds of livestock. And Rose Wangoi has more details on that story.
The impact of the persistent drought in Marsabit County continues to bite people and wipe out their livelihoods. The region has experienced 2 consecutive failed rainy seasons. In some areas, the situation has intensified to life-threatening levels.
Iko hali kiangazi imepiga watu sana na hali ni mbaya, ni mbaya, ni mbaya.
kama mimi ni blind person, sioni chochote na sijui mahali ya kwenda kuomba, na wakina mama wengine ni viwete wanakaa ndani ya manyumba, wanaumia katika hali hii ya ukamwe, na wengine ni maskini, hali hoya, hakuna hata mbuzi moja ama ng'ombe moja.
Reports indicate that children under the age of 5 are facing high levels of malnutrition due to lack of milk and other food supplements. Families are unable to meet their daily meals due to lack of water, hence causing serious malnutrition rates.
Unajua hata mimi ninanyonyesha mtoto. Kama haikuli mnyonyesha nini?
Mothers who are lactating, they are mostly affected. Pregnant mothers are mostly affected. Old age people are also mostly affected. Most of them are even unable to walk.
The government and aid organizations are stepping in to address the dire situation, but areas of Lysamis and North Horr constituencies are the worst hit, with livestock deaths getting to hundreds daily. Pastoralism is the main source of income for the majority of the people and therefore their lifeline.
Ikisimama katika ndani ya manyata, hakuna kitu, mbuzi kidogo tena natembea namna hii. Sina kosa hata kitu kukula.
Na juzi pia vile mvua ilinyesha na mali nyingi zilikufa, zaidi ya 80,000 zilikufa hapa North Horr.
But being here today and seeing this absolutely unacceptable challenge signifies simply that we all have to do more. We have to change the way we've been working. We have to work together in different ways.
The ongoing drought has also hit schools, with hundreds of thousands of learners staying away from classrooms due to hunger. Residents are appealing for emergency intervention to stave off possible starvation as drought and famine ravage the region. Rosongoi, NTV.
Thanks, Rose. And let's now visit Pemwai Girls High School. This is in Baringo Central, which has been closed indefinitely following protests over the death of one of the students. The students trekked for over 10 kilometers to Cabernet Town to air their grievances before returning to school. Now accusing the administration of not attending to their late colleague Faith Caronay, despite her having reported that she was unwell. The closure seems to have been informed by the tension that was rising at the school. They refused to sit for the recent exams since they were still mourning their colleague, who is believed to have died within the school premises on Monday. Her body was taken to Kapsabet County Referral Hospital in Nandi County.
Akasema kwa nini tutafanya exam na tutasika mwenzetu. Walimu wakasema sasa mwende hiyo ambayo ni mwende mulise anmechura. Sasa the DOM dear lady. Watu sasa wakakasirika, wasema sasa we are still mourning our colleague. So watu wajilie tu tufanye kwanza matanga, tumalize, tusike ndio tufanye exam.
And Deputy President Dr. William Ruto has apologized over remarks that seem to rub people of the Democratic Republic of Congo the wrong way. DRC Senator Francine Muyumba slammed the DP over his remarks that seemed to suggest that the Congolese were mostly musicians who do not own cows. While she termed the remarks arrogant and disrespectful, the DP clarified that his address to Nyeri farmers was informal and his choice of language was only meant to underscore the opportunity available to the dairy farmers. He says he meant no disrespect and regrets any misunderstanding arising from the speech, calling on both countries to milk this opportunity for cooperation. And across the borders now, U.S. President Joe Biden has warned that a Russian attack on Ukraine seems very much a possibility, but that a diplomatic solution on the crisis could yet be reached. Biden has stated that the United States had not yet verified any withdrawal of Russian troops from Ukraine's borders. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky chose the date for what he hoped would be a patriotic outpouring, after U.S. reports suggested Russian forces could attack as early as February 16th.
Russia has announced that military drills in Moscow-annexed Crimea has ended and that soldiers were returning to their garrisons a day after it announced a fast troop pullback from Ukraine's borders. State television showed images of military units crossing a bridge linking the Russia-controlled peninsula to the mainland. But Western leaders remain concerned that Russia could still launch an attack on Ukraine.
We put intense pressure on their largest and most significant financial institutions and key industries. These measures are ready to go as soon and if Russia moves. We'll impose long-term consequences that will undermine Russia's ability to compete economically and strategically. And when it comes to Nord Stream 2, the pipeline that would bring natural gas from Russia to Germany, if Russia further invades Ukraine, it will not happen.
Biden has said that despite Russian claims earlier in the day, Washington and its allies have yet to verify the withdrawal of any of the tens of thousands of troops he says Moscow has now mustered along Ukraine's border.
We are not seeking direct confrontation with Russia, though I've been clear that if Russia targets Americans in Ukraine, we will respond forcefully. And if Russia attacks the United States or our allies through asymmetric means, like disruptive cyber attacks against our companies or critical infrastructure, we are prepared to respond.
An intense diplomatic campaign is underway to head off the crisis triggered when Russia deployed more than 100,000 troops on Ukraine's borders, backed with fleet reinforcements and powerful artillery and missile systems. On Tuesday, there were hopes of a breakthrough as President Vladimir Putin met Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz to explore a route to a negotiated solution, and Moscow has said it has begun to pull back some forces.
While I will not send American servicemen to fight in Ukraine, we have supplied the Ukrainian military with equipment to help them defend themselves. We provided training and advice and intelligence for the same purpose. And make no mistake, the United States will defend every inch of NATO territory with the full force of American power. An attack against one NATO country is an attack against all of us. And the United States' commitment to Article 5 is sacrosanct.
On Tuesday, Ukraine said the websites of the country's defense ministry and armed forces as well as 2 banks had been hit by a cyber attack that could have Russian origins.
That it's all about vegan diet, and we just want to understand what exactly is it about a vegan diet and why is it considered one of the most healthiest diets, and are there any risks associated with the same? Well, not to worry, because that is the subject of our discussion today, and we're asking you, how long can you stay without consuming milk, meat, or eggs? Once again, how long can you stay without consuming meat, milk, or eggs? We want to see what you have to say as far as that is concerned. That is vegan diet. And do you think you can actually make it? That is not consume any food or milk? All right, and of course, what we're asking you, it's all about vegan diet. Of course, once again, the question of the day, and that is how long can you stay without consuming milk or eggs or even, whatever, poultry products or beef products as well. We just want to understand how long you can stay without the same. So keep tweeting at NTV Kenya at Lubembe_Winnie, and of course, we'll tell you more about vegan diet and why it is important for you to just have the knowledge as far as what exactly is vegan diet. And of course, to help us with the same is Daniela Ram, who is a chef that is Soul Vegetarian Catering and Baking right here in Westlands. It's so good to see you and to have you. And first of all, thank you very much for hosting us. How are you feeling this morning?
I'm great.
You look lovely.
Thank you.
So first of all, let's just get to understand vegan diet. When we talk about vegan diet, what exactly does that mean?
Vegan diet. Good morning, Kenya. First, let me say that.
Yes.
A vegan diet basically means, or simply means, a plant-based diet.
Okay.
So when you're eating vegan, you're not having eggs, you're not having milk, you're not eating any kind of animal product. So that's basically a vegan diet in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And Kenyans are known to be very vegetarian-based. Even though Yamachoma rules,
yes,
they're a very vegetable-based, bean-based diet.
Yes.
So
yeah, and you see, most of the time we hear vegan, we hear vegetarian, we hear plant-based. Is there a difference to any of this, or they mean one and the same thing?
Plant-based and vegan is the same thing.
Yeah.
Vegetarian, you have some vegetarians that still do eggs, or they still do cheese, or they still do milk. So vegetarian ties into that aspect. But when you say veganism, then you are just having plant-based.
Yeah, but there's so many reasons as to why people actually opt to go for, plant-based as compared to vegan, actually. Like we have so many reasons why people would opt to go vegan as compared to, let's say, vegetarian, right? So when we say some people choose to go, the vegan way, what are some of these reasons that sometimes pushes people to go?
Wow, if you speak to vegans, it's many things because it gets very philosophical. Yes. But to keep it simple, when you go vegan way, some people are, they don't want to hurt animals. They have a problem with the way animals are abused in the process of eating meat. So they just don't want to eat animal. So that's one philosophy. Another philosophy is health-based. I just want to be healthy. And information that has come out with people who partake in meat and when you partake in dairy and those kind of things, how it affects your health. Then you have those who they just don't want to eat meat
at all.
So it depends. And you have some that have health problems, and because they have health problems, then they have to cut out certain fats and certain issues that would cause the heart to give them problem, which is heart disease, which if you have blood problem, you get into diabetes. It's just many reasons why you choose vegan. So.
Okay, and now when we talk about yourself, you are vegan,
yes,
right? And my question is, when have you always been vegan, or?
I started veganism in 1993. I was in my early 20s at the time. I started veganism culturally. The culture that I chose were vegans. We are African Hebrew Israelites, and under that, we chose not to partake of any flesh or partake of any blood of any killed flesh.
Yeah.
So that's one reason. Another reason was for health's sake. I used to get very bad migraine headaches. I used to get really bad headaches. And as I learned about sugar and dairy products and things like that, then I started changing. I said, let me try it. I mean, I used to hear about it.
It can hurt, right?
Yeah. I was very young at the time. I said, let me try it. Yeah. And I haven't been back since 1993. I raised my daughter on it. She's now 34 since she was 5. And now my grandchildren are also vegans. Yeah. So it's as you asked the question, can you live without it? Absolutely.
Yes, you absolutely
can.
Yes,
absolutely.
It's a matter of, and a lot of people would say, and especially someone who has never ever maybe tried to just purely go on plant-based diet, it's very difficult sometimes to just think of how you can stay without consuming any of this, because it's something that you're used to, almost every time.
If you don't know, or if you haven't taken the time to kind of find some things out and understand it, it's hard, because I was a vegan when I was in college in my late teens.
Yes.
And I went back to eating meat. And I did that for about a year, but then I didn't know how to prepare the food.
Yes.
I didn't fully understand what I was doing.
Yeah.
But once I understood what exactly veganism was, which is plant-based, then I started understanding you can have beans. You can still have vegetables, all that, that's vegan.
Yeah.
Your proteins and your nuts, you know. It's a wide variety. As a matter of fact, people eat vegan food more than they eat meat, but they don't realize it.
It's just that we don't realize.
Yes, they don't realize it.
I see that. So for you, you said, again, it was all about choice, and given how you were raised, again, it was all about choice, not to eat blood from, you know, flesh and all those things. And you also said before you experienced a lot of, like, issues, right? Like migraine and all those things. Did you experience, like, any other health, like serious health issue before you actually went vegan?
No, I've always been pretty strong when it comes health-wise. I'm from Jamaica. I grew up in the country area in the mountains, so we ate a lot of fruits and we ate a lot of vegetables, which was, back the time I didn't know about organic, but at the time it was organic because we had a farm.
Yeah.
So I was good that way, but my migraine headaches was always what caught me. And then something else I realized was I didn't drink enough water. And a lot of times when you have headaches like that, when you have issues like that, you're dehydrated. So if you're hydrating yourself, you won't have those issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is so interesting to know. So then maybe someone is watching us right now and thinking, fine, you're vegan, you take mostly plant-based. How did life change for you in terms of health-wise, life in general? How did it change?
My family thought I was crazy. My family thought I was crazy, so that was one of the life changes. It was hard for my family to accept because I grew up with pork, I grew up with chicken, I grew up with beef, I grew up with fish and shrimp, and I'm Jamaican.
Right?
I don't know if you're familiar with Jamaican diet. We eat. But food is tied into culture, and food is tied into family-based activities. So when I became vegan, and I was young, so I was very drastic with it.
Yes, people tend to say that, you know what, oh, you're drastic, oh, you're this, you know,
yes,
you're just
I was very drastic.
Trying to find your way.
Right, and that's exactly what was happening. I didn't fully understand it myself. But that was one of the changes, my whole, the cultural way I moved with my family and friends. That kind of changed a little bit. Well, it changed a lot.
Yes.
But over the years, as I got better and as I learned how to cook, then my family...
It was easier for you.
Yes, and now when I'm around, my family don't cook. They just, you know, eat whatever I cook.
You do all the cooking.
Yes, I do all the cooking now, you know.
I see that.
So those changes were profound. And likewise with my friends, they also... That was hard for them. But now, some are vegetarians, or some have lessened their meat eating and dairy consumption profoundly.
Yeah.
So the respect now, where I respect their choices, then I respect my choices.
Yeah, I see that. I see that. So then again, when it comes to a balanced diet, which I think is one of the things that a lot of people have questions about and concerns about, because growing up we were told, make sure that you eat a balanced diet, that you make sure you have your proteins, make sure you have your vitamins, make sure you have, you know, so at the same time, so people are like, when you decide to go completely plant-based, right? How then do you achieve that? So what exactly is composed of like a vegan diet?
A vegan diet, you're dealing with your beans, your carbohydrates, your starches, which are your rice, your quinoa and different kind of cereals, salads, your greens. Believe it or not, the diet here is pretty good because people here like their greens. It's so many different greens. And it's like if you don't have greens, it's like what's going on? But and then they eat a lot of beans. There's so many different kind of beans. And most people don't just eat meat every day.
True.
You know. So when you're eating your beans and you're eating rice or you're eating your other grains or cereals, then you're eating your vegetables. You eat fruits. I see fruit Fruit is also a very big thing here. The simple things like sugarcane juice and the different way that you drink it and the different fruit juices, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're mixing those things appropriately, if you're having your greens, if you're getting your beans, if you're having your cereals. Okay. One thing I see people don't eat a lot here is salads. That's the only thing I would say to people: get more into salads.
Yes.
And add to that.
Yeah.
You do a cabbage salad, but even that, you don't have enough of the red cabbage with the white cabbage. You know, because the food with color is what gives you more nutrients.
More nutrients,
you know?
absolutely.
Absolutely. So, but the diet is pretty good. Yeah. You know, and I would have to ask the question of a balanced diet. You know, how, if you're living an everyday life and you're eating, unless you're just having meat every day, or you're just having starches every day, like just having rice and flour every day, and you're not mixing it, you're not going to get a balanced diet. But if you're balancing it with those things on a daily basis, if you're exercising, if you're happy, that's also key to veganism.
Right?
And even if you're not a vegan, happiness, peace and happiness, those things balance you, you know.
Okay.
So,
you know, most of the time, and I like how you say exercise is pretty much important. It is very, very important, right? Because a lot of people would say, fine, see, I'm moving plant-based. So that means no meat, whether it is poultry, whether it's beef, whether it is, you know, seafood as well. You can't have any of that. Then me, I'm good. So why do I really need to have like a bit of exercise? But it is.
It's very it's key, as a matter of fact. It's key.
Okay.
It's key.
Now, so someone may be watching us and thinking, you get protein when you go plant-based? Where do you get that? So for instance, source of protein, right? When it comes to like veganism, where do you get proteins from?
Your skooma, your spinach, especially spinach.
Right, has protein.
Your nuts, your cashews, your peanuts, almonds, your beans, green grams. I don't remember what we call it in Swahili.
Yeah.
But
dengu.
Yeah, those are high, I mean, beans are very high in protein, black beans. And remember, color is key to how you eat. Because the color of the food also coordinates with your internal organs, the color of your internal organs. So red correlates with your blood.
True.
You know, so it's, but your beans is high in protein, your nuts are high in protein, your vegetables also has protein. Okay. Your plant-based milks also has protein. So you get your protein.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. But then again, there are some proteins that are mostly found in, let's say, like animal products, dairy products, right? That you can't find them on plant-based. So in that case, what happens?
I won't say that's a misnomer because I'm not a scientist.
Right.
But then you have to ask your question, if you're getting your protein from milk, you're getting from a cow. Where does the cow get its protein?
Okay, I see that.
You know what I'm saying? So the cow gets the protein from the grass.
Yes.
Cows are vegans, as a matter of fact.
Right.
So they eat grass.
Yes.
So it's like, and they're in the sunshine. They're out all the time in sunshine. So where are they getting their protein? So if you're eating the cow to get your protein, what is a cow eating to get its protein? What's a chicken eating? You know, where they're getting their protein.
Yeah.
So that's how it is.
More or less the same thing.
And then you get protein from eggs, and the reason you're getting protein from eggs because eggs are created to have a chicken.
that debates what came first, the chicken or the egg?
You have all that makeup to create a chicken.
Yes.
So amino acids and the proteins are there to create life. You know. So.
Yeah, you get all that. Okay then, so let's talk about this protein. You need to have your vitamins as well, which again mostly fruits and vegetables. Again, can we just address that? What are some of the foods that actually you get, you know, for instance, like vitamins, that are very essential for you?
The same food you've been eating, especially the food that you were eating when you were with grandma in the villages, in the farms, your vegetables, your beans, the coconut water or coconut milk. You get it from those kind of things. Yes. Because again, those are the things the animals are eating. The animals that you eat are eating those things.
Absolutely.
So if you're getting the protein from them, it has to come from somewhere. Because it's what you eat is what your body's made up of.
Yeah.
So if the animal's body's made up of protein, it's eating something that's made of protein.
Yeah.
Even if the animal is eating another animal, what does that animal eat? You know, so
it's
exactly. It's a chain of events that you just kind of have to just think about, where's all that coming from?
Yeah. I think there's a lot that we need to think about when it comes to like veganism or just deciding to go plant-based, because I get what you're saying. You just eat meat. Where does the cow then, get its food from? But then there's all that discussion about absorption, gets into the system, absorption, all those things, which again we cannot get into so much of the same. But let's say someone is watching us and thinking, so then what are some of the benefits for the same? Like, why vegan? Can I just try, maybe go vegetarian? Because like you said, for vegetarians, you can, mix it up a little bit. But vegan, it's purely plant-based.
You can. One thing I love about veganism, it's a life choice.
True.
It's a life choice. So you choose what you want to do.
Okay.
If you listen to your body will tell you. If you listen to your body, if vegetarianism is what you want to do, listen to your body. If that's working for you, go with that.
Go ahead and do it.
If eating meat is what's working for you, I'm not one to
tell people you need
better
to
stop eating
stop
meat. Or
this.
no, that's not. I'm here to share an experience, and my experience is when I let all that go, I felt better. I'm a grandmother of 3, and most people shocked when I tell them that. So that means I'm somewhere up there. So and I've been doing this for almost 29 years, I think, when I look at it. So what is your choice? What is it you want to do? Life is meant to be lived. It's, live your life. I would like you to not eat the animals, but live your life. Live your life. See what your body's telling you. What works for you. For me, plant-based worked for me. It worked for my daughter. It's working for my grandchildren. It's worked for the people that I'm around.
Around you, yes.
Because I have a whole community of people that we're vegans.
So when you say it works for you, just paint that picture for you. Works for you, works for your family, for your grandchildren as well. Paint that picture for us.
Paint the picture of energy. I have excellent energy. I'm slowed down a little bit right now because I hurt my leg. But my peace of mind, I'm not so erratic in thinking. I'm happier. I'm not as heavy in like sometimes when you eat meat, from what I remember, when you were done, you were just done. So now when you eat vegetable, and that happens because when you eat meat, your body, it's so hard for the body to process. So your body it slows down. But when you're eating vegetables, it's working with your body. It's giving you those vitamins and minerals and nutrients that's in that vegetable. So it doesn't lay you down like that. It helps your internal organs to work. And what I mean by that, it helps you go to the bathroom. Because you're supposed to go to the bathroom every time you put something
Whatever
in it,
you eat,
it's supposed to come out. So in that sense, it works for me. My grandchildren, extremely intelligent. My daughter, I've never had to take her to the hospital for cold, flu. I've never had those problems with her, like most ailments that children have.
Wow.
I never had any problems with her like that. Likewise with my grandchildren. Right now, they have allergies to certain things, but it's not because they're sick. It's because how they have been growing foods these days with chemicals and things like that is affecting people in a very, very negative way. And that's something else that people don't really talk about with that.
So then when it comes to, for instance, someone is watching us and thinking, maybe what if I want to try?
If you want to try it, one thing I want everyone to know. I want everyone to know this. Veganism is not anything different from the life that you know.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's not different. It's not anything strange. The only thing that you're not doing is now eating an animal. So, for instance, I have some food laid out. I hope we'll be able to show everyone.
Yes, it looks really good.
Everything is plant-based.
You don't say.
Everything is plant-based. So
and we'll go through them in just a moment because wow, like look at you.
And that's small. Yeah, that's small compared to what you could do plant-based.
Yeah.
So if you're baking a cake,
you're
simply exchanging cow's milk for coconut milk or soy milk or almond milk. And hopefully we get a chance to do some cupcakes so people can see. So you're just switching out. You're not doing anything outrageous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're cooking greens, go ahead and cook your greens. Well, we call them greens, but it's so many different. It's so many different kind of greens. Your skuma, your spinach, some of the other ones that are there. If you're doing ugali, which is already vegan, you know what I'm saying. So you're simply switching out the flavors. What gives food flavor is your seasoning.
Yes.
What gives meat flavor is the blood and the seasoning.
And the seasoning.
If you don't season meat, it's not going to taste good. So you're simply switching that out.
Okay.
So you're not, it's not, well, I could say it's not much you're missing. You know, it'd have to be if you agree with it once you try it.
Exactly. You know? And then you also talked about the fact that there are very many reasons as to why people actually opt to go vegan. But then again, because sometimes you see, and right now there's a lot, you know, of talk about veganism, and sometimes it's made to seem cool, right? Like if you're not vegan, you know, stay away from me, right? And it seems so cool and so grandiose, and but like what you're saying, it's not like something major you have to do. All you have to do is just do a little bit of adjustment, and then that's it. But then again, looking from outside, looking in, it seems so cool and so easy. It's like, I eat meat 1 week, absolutely done, gone, right? But it might be difficult, especially for someone who's used to taking, like, let's say, some of those products, right? So someone who wants to come in, what are some of the things that they might need to consider?
When you first switch over from eating meat to veganism, your body starts to cleanse. Yeah. Because it's now cleansing from the toxins that they put in the meat. It's cleansing from the meat itself. So you're going to feel a certain way. You have to take cleansers. You have to make sure you're taking cleansers to help you clean out. Other than that, your skin is going to break out. You're going to get headaches. Your stomach is going to hurt you. And when that happens, that means you need to clean out. That means you have things that's stuck. It's stuck and it's not moving. So you have to get it moving.
That you need to get it out.
So if you feel like that, you're also now, because meat gives you a compact of protein and things like that, because it does that, you have to now supplement certain things. Or you have to make sure, that's where the balanced diet comes in, make sure you're eating your beans. Because now your body is craving what you're missing. So now you have to fill it with something. So you have to get those nuts and your nut milks. You have to get your beans in. Eat rice or eat your grains. My suggestion is not to go cold turkey so much.
Yes, like from today henceforth.
Work your way. You have some people, they go cold turkey, and certain vegan things they don't want at all. They don't want oil, they don't want sugar, they don't want soy. But now your body's cleansing very rapidly. It's going to make you sick. And so then they say it doesn't work. Actually, it did. It worked too fast, you know.
And the effects were a bit advised because it was like too quick.
It was too quick. It was too quick. So you have to, if it's a trend that you're doing, okay. If it's a lifestyle change that you're doing, it's a lifestyle change. I mean, you have a lifetime to do it.
Exactly.
Go with it slow. Listen to your body. That's the key. And that's one thing with veganism I didn't add. Your body will talk to you. It will talk to you. It talks to you eating meat, but a lot of times we don't listen. But with veganism, it allows you to kind of really tune into yourself and listen to it. And it'll tell you. When your skin is breaking out, you have toxins. That means it's your body telling you have a dis-ease. It's something going on. When your eyes are red, if your urine is a certain color, if you are constipated, if you have diarrhea, all that your body's speaking to you, all those things is your body speaking to you.
I like that because you see, most of the time we tend to ignore that. We're just like, maybe it was just something I ate, or maybe this, or maybe that. But we don't really take time to listen to our body or even observe, right? Because life, you know, we need to get up, go to work, after work, come back, make a meal, go to bed, feed the kids, make sure that the kids go to school, make sure this and that is happening. So we really don't take time to just listen to our bodies and just get to understand what is the body exactly saying, right?
And it tells you, if you have a headache, you need water. You're dehydrated. If you have a migraine headache, you have an extreme dehydration issue
that you need to take care of.
You need to take care of, and if it's really, because what happens when you're dehydrated, your organs start to shut down on you. So now you have to go to the doctor if it's severe. But once the headache is the beginning, like a small headache is the beginning, you're dehydrated. Even if you lack sleep, because if you lack sleep, then you also get a headache. If you're stressed, you also get a headache. And all those things dehydrate your body even more. Yeah. So that's why rest is good. That's another thing. Rest is extremely important.
Exactly.
But rest, water, all those things, help you out some.
Yeah, so. I like that. I like that. So then let's say someone, and especially probably like a pregnant mother, because you see at that time there's a lot happening in your body that you just need to take care of. Make sure that you eat, again, balanced diet, make sure that everything is okay. But maybe they're watching us right now and thinking, okay, this seems like something that I can try, right? But at the same time, remembering that the baby is inside the body. So the baby needs like a balanced diet, right? What would you tell that pregnant woman who's like, I'm interested. I'm interested.
I would say listen to your bodies. When you're pregnant, a lot of times, once that baby say, this is what I want.
The baby wants it.
The baby wants it. Yes. If you are able to change your diet from meat eating to veganism during that time, do that. But you have to make sure you watch how you're eating. You have to make sure you're eating your beans. You're getting your cereals. You have to take supplements. Molasses, that's what we call it here. Molasses is something good. Sesame seeds is excellent for pregnant mothers. Flax seeds, those are where your omegas come in. And I hate to say this because I'm a starch vegan.
Okay.
But in the middle of that, if that's not what your body is requiring, just be mindful, Take it slow because that could adversely affect you. Because it's stress. It's going to stress your body. And on top of that, you have to clean out, which you can't really do while you're pregnant. You can't take the laxatives and things like that because then you could clean out the baby. No. So for a pregnant mother, I'll be very mindful about switching in the middle of your pregnancy.
Yeah, maybe weight.
Yes. Right. Weight, your weight will shift automatically once you change because when you're eating meat and you're eating some of those other things, it puts fat on you. That's not necessarily what you are. Okay. But when you're eating plant-based, the plant-based takes you to what your natural body is, So when you're first changing, you will lose weight.
Yeah.
In some cases, you may gain. It's according to how much you're eating. Yes,
nice.
And it's according to what you're eating.
Yes.
If you're eating a lot of bread, if you're eating a lot of starches, you're going to gain weight. But then that's not good for you. Yes. Now you have too much starch and you have too much carbs in your body. I would talk to a doctor about that before. If I'm a pregnant woman and want to switch
it up, right?
I would have to, because that would have to be monitored and monitored closely. I would either do it before or after.
After, yes.
And I know some of my vegan people be out there like, what?
What are you saying?
You have to be realistic.
Yes.
And it's about health.
Yes.
You have to be realistic.
You do.
Because every time you change, things happen in your life.
Yes.
And you have to be realistic about that.
Yeah.
So I would say just feel that out before you do that.
Okay.
But now if you've done it before you got pregnant, eat.
Okay.
Yeah. Make sure you're getting your supplements.
Yes.
But eat.
Yeah, because there's some people who tend to deprive themselves because they do not want to gain, the extra weight during pregnancy, but take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself.
In general.
When you're pregnant, you're gaining that weight for a reason. There's a reason you're gaining that. And it doesn't mean that you have to get so big. No, but your body's preparing yourself to bring forth life. Life is like one of the most powerful things in the universe. So it's a whole lot of changes that's going on in a woman's internal organ to be able to bring forth that life. It takes a lot of protein. You need that.
Yeah.
It takes your folic acid. You need food. But exercise.
Yeah.
Dance, do yoga,
walk. Yes.
If you can, jog, but like in the middle parts, and you have to be mindful of that. But walking is excellent. Some people believe walking is better than jogging.
True.
Get sunshine. So there are things that you can do before and after and during. But I'll be very mindful about doing that in the middle. If it's a health issue, if your doctor say, okay, you have to give up meat because your cholesterol is too high from it. You have to give up cheese because of this certain things that's happening with you. You have to, then, okay. but you have to be very mindful.
You have to be very mindful about it. And then earlier on you talked about the fact that before you went completely vegan, you did not know how to cook. So you find yourself going that, right?
I didn't know how to, I was young.
Oh, yes,
you
were young.
I was young. I was young when I got married.
Yes.
And back then I was one of those women's like, oh, I'm not cooking for nobody. I'm definitely not cooking for a man. But that was because I didn't know what I was talking about. And then I got married. And I got married at 18.
Oh.
Yes, and he could cook. So I would come home and he was cooking, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I was so embarrassed. I was embarrassed. And I was like, okay, let me learn how to cook.
Yes.
And it just went from there. That's when I was about 18. And that
is why you're here today.
My mother was an excellent cook.
Yeah.
So I learned from her. I learned from my ex-husband.
Yeah.
And I learned from a plethora of people and places over the years.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how the cooking
came in. And the reason why I'm asking that is because you see how, again, plant-based, right? Mm-hmm. And especially when it comes to like salads and all those things, most of the time we tend to eat them raw. But then again, when it comes to cooking, because it's purely plant-based, and most of the time we're told it also depends on how you cook your food, because you might actually cook your greens and take away all the nutrients, and then all you're just eating is
that, and also your seasonings.
Right. So then, is there a specific way that maybe you prepare your food, you as in vegan, food is supposed to be prepared so that you do not end up losing all the nutrients that are very, very essential?
Absolutely. You don't overcook it. My mother used to cook broccoli, and when I was young, I wasn't cooking.
Yeah.
As far as I knew, broccoli was supposed to be mush.
Yeah.
It was just soft all the time. That's how I liked it.
And then it changes colors.
And it becomes like a yellow. And
yes.
It changes. It's this vibrancy.
Yeah.
It's changing. It's changing its energy.
Yeah.
You're cooking all the nutrients out of it.
Yeah.
That's why the color changed like that.
Yeah.
And as I became vegan and I learned more about health, I realized I don't have to cook it like that. I could cook it to a point where, because I like mine's a little soft. I don't like mine's crunchy. So I cook it enough to get to that softness, and I eat it. Some people still like it with the crunch is still there.
Yes.
But one thing I love about veganism, and I really want people to know, this is your life with it.
This is
how do you like it? You know, how do you like it? How do you never allow anyone to choose for you how you want your flavors and how you want this to be? This is for you, you know. So how do you like it? But if you cook it to a point where
it turns color,
or you could even make a salad out of it. Broccoli. I make a broccoli salad where it's not cooked at all. So you still have the enzymes, you still have your nutrients without cooking it, and it's pretty good.
Yeah,
you'd be surprised. The eggplant, the broccoli, the cauliflower, all that could be a salad.
I am really, really curious because I'm going to make like a meal out of an eggplant and just see how different ways we can make it, because most people, when you talk about eggplant, they're like, why, right? And I like what you said, it's your food, so make it according to how you like it, but don't overcook it because then you lose all the nutrients. All right, time for us to take a break, but when we come back, I'm excited about this part because we get to do a little bit of cooking, but also show you the different, I mean, I'm pretty sure you've seen from this side how this looks amazing, but what you don't know is purely plant-based, and I'm pretty sure you're like, how now, like bread. You need milk to make bread, but then again, there's no like cow milk over there, okay? So we just want to see how then do you make this work, all right? But keep tweeting at NTV Kenya at Lubembe_Winnie. Remember what we asked you earlier on, how long can you stay without consuming meat or poultry or eggs or all these things? How long can you stay without consuming milk, meat or eggs? We want to understand what you have to say as far as that is concerned, but for now, let's take a break. We'll be right back. This is Your World. All right, I'm sure you're watching and looking at that food on your screen and just thinking, if I can have that burger. But guess what? That burger is actually plant-based, okay? And I know most of you are like, like how? How? I mean, just look at that burger. Look at it. Would you believe that there's no meat, you know, like the beef patty and the chicken patty that we always put in our burgers? I know it doesn't look like it at all. So it is possible, okay? It is possible. And of course, the subject of discussion right here today on Your World is understanding the vegan diet. And of course, we're learning a lot from today's discussion. Of course, Daniela Ram, who is a chef right here at Soul Vegetarian Catering and Bakery, is just taking us through all about veganism. She is vegan, and she says her daughter and grandchildren, all of them are vegan, and it all has been good for her. It's been working for her. So we just want to understand all about it. And right about now, we are about to make something that is completely plant-based. And I know most of you watching us might be thinking, how? Okay, how is that possible? Daniela, what are we making?
We are making vanilla cupcakes.
Cupcakes. Like, okay.
Like dessert sweet vanilla cupcakes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so what do we have here?
Right here we have our flour, our sugar, oil, coconut milk.
Yeah, I was curious. I was like, okay.
That's fresh coconut milk.
Yes.
Baking powder, baking soda, vanilla.
And all those things.
And
but this
vinegar.
Is in vinegar.
Yes.
This is coconut milk.
That is coconut milk.
No cow milk,
no
goat milk, no whatever milk. It's just purely coconut milk.
So, right, and most of the things we make here, we make our own. We make the coconut milk, we make the soy milk, we make our tofu, we bake our bread. So
that is
everything
interesting.
is,
and especially tofu. I'm curious to understand how you make your own tofu. But I think the biggest concern for so many people is taste. What does it taste like?
It tastes like a cupcake.
I like that. It tastes like a cupcake.
You would never tell the difference.
Right?
You'd never tell the difference.
I can't wait to try.
Yeah.
Okay, show us what you do.
Okay,
is there
so
a difference in terms of like making it processed, or it's just
nope,
one and
it's the same thing. The only difference is what you add. So instead of adding eggs and instead of adding cow's milk, we use coconut milk. We use baking powder and baking soda because you really don't need eggs to bake. Like this is cake. This is red velvet cake.
Yeah.
This is carrot cake. No eggs.
Wow.
So we'll be able to cut it so you could see what's happening with it.
Yes.
So we start with the sugar.
Okay. All right. So you have you put your sugar, make sure you mix all those things up, and then all right. So as Daniela makes that, remember we're asking you today, how long can you stay without consuming meat, eggs, or even milk? How long can you stay without consuming any of that? I'm really, really curious to find out what you say as far as consuming meat or eggs or milk is concerned. And how long can you stay without? You know, like your nyama choma, your nice wet fry, or your nice dry fry, or that chicken. How long can you stay without consuming that? Okay, so keep tweeting us at TV Kenya at Lubembe_Winnie, and of course remember to use the hashtag Your World. So there we go.
So now we're mixing our wet ingredients, which is our oil.
Coconut
that's
milk.
our fat, because you know cake needs fat.
Yes. What oil are we using? Coconut oil?
We're using no, not coconut oil. We are using sunflower oil.
Sunflower oil.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
So instead of using the hand mixer, you could also use the
whisk.
Yeah.
And that's
it's quick.
Or a fork. Can you use a fork? You can use a fork as well.
You can, but this is better. It mixes it better. Use a fork is going to take you longer.
Yeah.
And it's harder work.
Very nice.
Yeah. And even this is harder work, but you know, for the noise sake, and you just got to do this. Yeah.
Okay.
So you're pretty much whisking it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so our vinegar. And you could use apple cider vinegar or regular vinegar and vanilla.
Whatever you have at home.
Yeah.
Use whatever you have at home. Yeah.
So normally you would have eggs.
Yes.
And you have to beat it to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's interesting how there's different ways. You have to make it either fold, make sure you beat it until it gets foamy. This is interesting. Okay. And then just regular flour that we're using.
So you could do that, or you could use brown flour, or you could use gluten-free flour.
Okay.
Because that's another thing that I see people have an issue here is gluten intolerance. And for those who don't should I explain?
Yes.
For those who don't know what gluten intolerant is, there are some people that have a severe allergic reaction to wheat and gluten, because wheat has products or byproducts in it.
Yeah.
So you have the gluten, you have the wheat germ, you have other parts to wheat. So some people are allergic to either the germ of it, or they're allergic to the gluten of it, or allergic to the whole thing.
The whole thing, yes. Yeah.
So
right.
I've had
you use whatever works for you. And
or what customer wants.
Yes. Okay.
Some customers can't do soy, or they can't do wheat, or they have to have it gluten-free. So I make that for them. For instance,
we'll go there. We'll go there. I'm really tempted to go there, but it's fine. We'll go there. Let's just see how this, first of all, comes out. Because it's just interesting to imagine that you can actually make this with no milk, no eggs, and still get something that is very, very healthy and also tastes right. Because Daniela said it tastes like a cupcake. It does. It tastes like cake. Okay, so I'm really, really curious to see how that actually comes out. But of course, keep tweeting, like we said, at NTV Kenya, Lubembe_Winnie. That was the question that we're asking you, and that's all about how long can you stay without consuming meat or eggs, or for instance, seafood, like your nice fish that you usually like. How long can you stay without consuming it, all right? Keep tweeting at NTV Kenya. I'll be looking at your feedback in just a moment. But for now, this looks good.
And we're almost finished.
Yes. How fast, right?
So the key is you have to put a little power to it when you mix it.
Use a bit of muscle. It's fine because you're actually working out at the same time, right? Like working your biceps and all those things. So it works. It really works. But I can help. I'm yes.
As a matter of fact, here you go. Put some muscle to it.
Oh la la. Okay. Ooh wee.
So it's a little thick. So I'm adding water to it.
Okay.
Because we don't want it too thick.
Oh yeah, this is actually work. This is work, but it's good. It's a bit of exercise in the morning. It doesn't hurt. So to what consistency do we want that? Ooh.
You want it? That's the consistency.
Okay. Oh, just like that.
I don't know, can you see?
Yeah.
You don't want it too thick.
Yes.
At least with my recipe. Some recipes it's very thick. I didn't like it thick. So my recipe is a little thinner.
Okay. Just like that, and we're done. All right. All right. Oh, you did this. Okay.
So what we're going to do, you're going to scrape it all in here.
Okay.
And then we're going to pour it into the cupcakes and put it in the oven.
All right.
Now, I don't know if you've ever tasted cake batter. You're welcome to taste it if you like.
Right, I want to, because most of the time, yeah, it's usually like you can taste a bit of egg, a bit of milk. So I'm really, really curious to taste this and see what it tastes like.
It tastes no different.
Right. Let's just get everything out of here.
So you see how easy it was to just make that.
Like in less than what?
It's the quickest thing to do when you want something fast.
Yeah.
And you need something sweet.
Yeah. I'm going to do a taste test, right? Okay. And just see what this tastes like.
See?
No way.
Like to me, I prefer it with coconut milk. Coconut milk to me gives it another richness.
This is good. I could eat this a
And you don't have to worry
day.
about salmonella poisoning.
Right?
Yeah, I mean,
This actually tastes like cupcake.
Yeah,
You went
exactly,
You did not lie. It tastes like cupcake. It's good. Okay. You're not supposed to do this a lot, but you know what? Breaking rules.
Well, you're not supposed to do it a lot when you have eggs and cow's milk in it.
Right? But that does not have any of that. You can take as much as you want.
Exactly. Because that was part of the problem.
Oh, that is good.
Now, would I suggest you make a bowl and eat it? No.
No. No. You can't. You can't even finish it. It will be like too much for you. No, you can't. You cannot do it. Like a lot of it. But wow. And that's it. That's done.
And we bake it.
And that's it.
So
you know, for how long? How long are we baking it?
It's going to be about 20 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So by the time we're done with the show, it'll be ready.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So people could see it.
That fast. All right. So look at this. Like, you won't even tell that there's no milk. There's no, I mean, cow's milk is what I'm saying. You would not even tell that there's no eggs. It tastes really, really good. If anything, if you ask me, I would tell you it tastes better without the eggs. I'm sold on this part. I am sold a little bit, but I'm so curious to taste the cake, what the cake tastes like, and especially the cupcakes as well. So guys, this is it. Like what? Very few minutes, and you have, your cupcake ready. 20 minutes, and we'll be done as far as making the cupcakes is concerned. What about the food over there, and especially the bread? How do you actually make it with no milk, no eggs, and make sure that it's still okay? How do you do that? I'm very, very curious to understand. I'm pretty sure most of you are also curious to just know how, it looks and what it tastes like, which is one of the things that so many people have questions about. Does it taste good because there's no milk, because there's no there's no egg in it? Does it taste good? Does it not? I know you are curious, but don't worry, I'm here. I'll do all the testing for you today, and I will tell you exactly what it tastes like. But for now, pop that into the oven, and we're good to go. In the next 20 minutes, we should have our cupcakes ready. But I am also excited about the eggplant, right? Because I know for most of us, we know the eggplant. We have seen it. Some of us actually grow the eggplant. And most of us don't really like it because, like the taste is just,
I love eggplant.
You like it, right?
Yes, I love eggplant.
Yeah, okay.
And that's actually good for pregnant women.
Oh, pregnant women.
And if you want to get pregnant.
Who are watching us today, yeah, you can actually make it. So we'll show them how we can make the eggplant, right? Can we do it now?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So eggplants, all the pregnant mothers who are watching, or just anybody in general, okay, and you want to somewhat try plant-based, and you're not too sure where to start, well, we are giving you all the tips right here on Your World. So you want to stick around until the end of the show because it's a lot. It's a lot that we want to show you, but also the most important part is right over there. There's a lot that you need to see on the other side that has already been pre-made. So we'll see how that looks like and tastes like. But for now, we have our eggplants. There we go. This is what it looks like when it's ready. Wow, you won't believe it. Okay, all right. So we have the eggplant. What is this?
This is what we call a wet batter.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, can I get some sauce?
Can we just, so that we can show people how we can make this, right?
Yes. And I have the fryer heating up. And
we'll have to deep fry it.
Yes. You could bake it or fry it. Fried is quicker.
Yeah.
But baking it is also very good.
It will actually take much
For those who doesn't
longer.
like frying, you can
actually bake it as well. This looks good, if you ask me. Okay, so let's see how the process is made. Where do we start from?
Okay. Now, if you fry chicken or you fry fish,
yes,
start with that process.
We can also fry your eggplant.
Yeah, so however you fry your chicken and however you fry your fish, it's the same
process. Okay.
Same seasonings. It's the only thing you're changing is instead of flesh, meat,
you use the plant-based, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to keep life simple, you don't have to get someone's recipe.
Yes.
What is the flavor that you like when you fry something? Now, if you don't fry anything, then we can talk about that.
We can talk about that in just a moment. Okay. All right.
So what I'm going to do, like you baste your chicken or your fish, I'm going to do that first with the eggplants. Try and get it poured.
Okay. All right.
So that needs a little.
So we can have this actually getting ready, right? Okay. All right. All right. So can we quickly take a break, and then when we come back, we'll just show this whole process so that people can understand how you can make it, and then also show you what's happening on the other side. Okay. So you do not want to miss any part of this show today, as far as understanding vegan diet is concerned. I know you're curious to understand eggplant, deep fried. Okay, and there's no egg right here in the butter, so also it's interesting to see how that will come out. But for now, let's take that break. This is Your World, and it's all about understanding vegan diet. See you shortly.
by the African sauce, baby.
These streets we banded, baby, boo, I run the city. Stim, zip under, give them another ghetto under.
Nisho, ni wapi uliniona? Hi, what's up, beautiful people? This is your girl Nadia Mukami, aka the African pop star. Then you're watching Kwetu Mix ndani ya NTV. Keep it locked, straight up.
Kama kawaii, hatuna maneno kwetu, tunapendana kikwetu.
I suspected I had PTSD twice actually, and both times I didn't actually know that I was going through it.
As the name just suggests, it's a stress reaction that happens after a traumatic event.
Persons with PTSD may experience extreme symptoms.
For me, the flashbacks can come anytime. Like if I hear a loud bang, even if my phone goes off, it triggers me.
If you're not able to cope, a lot of people now will resort to taking drugs and alcohol to just try and sort of numb everything.
The support they need is not what you imagine they need. Ask them what support they need.
Over the course of its history, Juventus has had countless brilliant players and outstanding strikers. But since Michel Platini topped the Serie A scoring for a third straight season in 1984-85, Juventus players have claimed the capocannoniere just 3 times. By scoring on his Juventus debut, Vlahovic now has 18 Serie A goals this season, prompting his manager to rate him alongside Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe. All the news and analysis of European football on The Football Review.
Ili tuendeleze maisha bora kwa ajili ya wapendao, nchi yetu na usoni wetu, kwa ajili yetu sisi sote. Pata chanjo, kaa chonjo, kuhakikisha nchi yetu na uchumi wetu umestawi katika uwazi. Tusirudi nyuma.
Right, welcome back. Glad you're still with us. This is Your World, and today it's all about understanding a vegan diet. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you are like, Allah, how then do you stay without eating eggs or milk or cheese or any of those things, your chicken, your fish that you like? But Daniela is here and telling us, listen, it is possible, and you have to make this a lifestyle. It's not like one thing you just try it today and then tomorrow and then you expect to see the results immediately. No, it is something that you need to make it as your lifestyle. Of course, we're coming to you from Soul Vegetarian Catering and Bakery right here in Westlands. And Daniela is just about to show us how you can make eggplant, okay, and make it delicious and of course enjoy it at the same time. So Daniela, what do we do? Where are we at?
Okay, where we are. We are getting ready to first base.
Yes.
Base our eggplant, which is what we tend to do with chicken or fish or whatever you plan. You're frying.
Okay.
So I'm putting a little soy sauce.
All right.
What this does, it gives it extra flavor.
Okay.
And a little sunflower oil.
A bit of sunflower oil.
Yes.
Okay.
So
and just get your hands dirty, literally.
Yes. So it's no different than
how you season, for instance, like your chicken,
like your frying chicken, exactly,
or anything like that, right?
And the oil, you don't have to add the oil. The oil to me allows it to stick a little better, and it just to me tastes better.
Okay. So you said this is
a wet.
Yeah.
This is a wet batter.
Yeah.
Here, if you could do me a favor, please mix it up.
Okay.
It's kind of stuck on the bottom.
Oh.
So in this wet batter, I have corn flour, and soy milk. Or you could use coconut milk, or you could use almond milk, whatever
you have. Okay, all right. It's a little bit stuck at the bottom, but it's fine.
Yes,
we got this. We got this. Okay. Oh yeah, there we have. All right. And then
this is all your base in it.
Add everything together.
And you put it in your dry batter.
Okay.
We're good to go. Get another gloves. No. Okay.
Can I actually?
Yes, you can.
Okay. All right. Just make sure like it's well coated, right?
Yes, make sure it's well coated. And this is corn flour. And I forgot to put the rest of my seasoning. But it's corn flour, coriander, curry powder, pili-pili, which I learned, paprika, and I use sea salt or pink salt. I don't use table salt.
Not like the
I don't
normal
cook
table
with that.
salt. Okay,
Yeah, that's not very good for you.
Yeah.
So that's pink salt, and that's the coriander.
Okay.
So that's with the corn flour. You could also use gram flour, or you could mix it.
Yeah.
Or you could just use flour in general.
All right, whatever you have at home.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we continue to cook this.
Yes, and then we're going to put it
over
here.
All right. Can I just do this?
Absolutely.
No?
Absolutely.
Like it's like easier.
Yes.
Or I'd probably just put like a lot of this. Okay, so then make sure that this is also well coated.
Yes. Cooking is a creative thing. And it's a lot of love in cooking. That's one thing I loved about cooking is you feed your family, you feed people, and you give so much love in that.
Exactly. You know? And just to see the reaction, when tasting the food, I think it makes all the difference.
Yes, exactly.
So, is this good?
Yes.
Is this okay? Oh, okay. All right. And then, okay. Let me just coat all of them together so that it's easier to just put it in. My aunt usually says, you're cooking, we made this food with love.
Yes.
So
yes, exactly.
All right.
And you know when someone has made something that's not
right.
You're like, yeah, I'm not eating that.
Oh, oopsie.
Oh, you okay?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So how long then are we supposed to?
Let's do the other ones.
Okay.
And it fries for about 5 minutes. Probably not even that long.
Okay. All right. Then cook this. It's the same process, especially like with fish fillet or anything like that. Most people would actually do this process.
Yes.
And we see this where you just...
And you could do the same thing, Kilbone. You could do the same thing with Kilbone. You could do the same thing with cauliflower. You could do it with potatoes. You could do it with broccoli. You could do it with squash. You have no limit. Pumpkin.
Can you do this with pumpkin?
Anything you want.
Most people don't like pumpkin. They're like, the taste. The taste is not good. But like he said, food is just being creative, You can do whatever you want and just get creative. There are no limits to the,
There's no limits.
To the same,
There's
right?
no limits.
Okay. But like you said earlier on, the secret is in how long you're making it. Because again, this is like purely plant-based and you do not want to lose all the nutrients. So again, just make sure that you observe how you actually make your meal, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is...
That's good.
This is good. See that? Looks really, really good. And then should I just like that?
Move them down a little bit so you can fit the other ones.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
All right. And then what oil are we using?
This is also sunflower oil. I cook with sunflower oil. Okay. And you don't have to fry it. You can bake it. It bakes very nicely.
Right.
And it still looks like that when you bake it.
Yeah? Oh, wow. Okay. And then there we go. Ooh. Look at that action. All right. Okay. So like you said, 5 minutes and that should be ready. Okay. All right. So as that fries. Oh, yeah.
So as that fries.
Okay.
Oh, somebody brought the brownies.
Yes.
They snuck the brownies in.
And this, again, can you just take us through
what that is?
Yes. Like how, wow, because, yeah, just take us through what ingredients are in here. Because I know for like brownies and stuff, you also use like a lot of, eggs, all those things, but really, no, none of that is in here.
None of that.
How did you make this?
This is made with cocoa powder, just straight cocoa powder.
Yes.
No additives. Flour. coconut milk.
Yeah.
Same thing with the cupcakes, baking powder.
Yeah.
This didn't require baking soda,
Mhm.
nor does it require vinegar because you want it to be more dense.
Yes.
And
yes.
all those things, the vinegar and the baking soda
Mm.
helps it to be softer.
Yeah.
Brown sugar,
And
vanilla,
Yeah.
and it's brown.
And that's it.
Melted brown dark chocolate on top.
Wow, I'm curious to find out what that tastes like. We also have, okay, these are desserts, right?
This is chocolate chip cookies,
Yes.
and it's gluten-free. It's gluten-free chocolate chip cookies made with jaggery, because I have quite a few customers who doesn't want sugar, and the jaggery doesn't spike your sugar levels so much.
Yes.
So if you have diabetes and some sugar issues,
This is good for
some
you.
people can take the jaggery.
Yeah, but what if you don't have that at home? Do you have
Jaggery?
like, yes. Can you supplement it with like
brown
something
sugar,
else?
just sugar.
Brown sugar. Okay, all right. I'm curious to what this tastes like, right? And then we also have like the cakes, like you said earlier on.
Yes, so this is a carrot cake.
Yes.
This is red velvet.
Yes.
And this is, I forgot the name of the cake. But it's a mixed chocolate and vanilla cake. That's why it's the two different colors.
Okay. Which one can I taste?
You can taste them all if you like.
All of them. Okay, let me start with the cookies and then I'll tell you what that tastes like.
So this is a gluten-free one. So the flour is a little different, as you would know. And it's not as sweet, but yeah. So that's for my people who wants dessert but couldn't have it. And they want cookies and they are allergic to the flour. So now we have a gluten-free flour.
This
and made with
is
jaggery.
This is so good. This is so good. Wow. This is really, 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 really good.
Get some napkins for her.
I could eat like a whole packet of this in
And,
one
you know,
sitting.
Right, and if you want, especially if you're on a diet,
Right.
if you're on a diet because you want to call yourself cheating a little bit, or you want something sweet, this
This is
doesn't
it.
spike your levels up like that.
This is amazing. This is because I think most of the time, like I said earlier on, watching from outside coming in, one might think it's boring. Like there's no taste in it. There's no. It's just like flat. But this is it. This is it. This is really, 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 really good, and it's healthy. So that's a plus, right? Oh my gosh, I could eat like 1,000 of this, but okay.
You want to taste brownie?
Start from there. Yes, I will taste everything, and I will tell you what that tastes like. But there's also something else that people probably like perceive as far as vegan diet is concerned, that it is expensive. You know, like for example, maybe mentioning that you use like sunflower oil. So most people will be like, yeah, but we can't really afford that, you know? So can we just use whatever we have, like regular, or what happens?
When you're beginning veganism, like I said, you have to do it with reality.
Yeah.
And do it within the means of what you have. You have some people who don't like oil at all, so they don't even use it. But if that's what you have, then you use that.
It.
You know, because beginnings are never easy.
Absolutely.
Beginnings are never easy. So use that. No one is here to judge you. And if they do, it's on them. So that's my philosophy anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know, be at ease with this, because one thing with veganism, it gives you ease. It allows you to be at peace. And when I meet vegans who aren't, I'm like, what's your sugar? What's going on there? Or, you know, it's some emotional things happening.
Yeah.
But it gives you ease. It gives you ease. So be at ease with what you do. This, I think this is fun. For me, this is fun.
Yeah.
You know, make it fun.
Make it
You
fun.
know?
That's
Yeah, make
the
it
secret.
fun.
Okay, how about we take a break, and then when we come back, I can see the cupcakes are ready in my mouth. So the cupcakes are ready. The eggplant is also ready. Like in like 5 minutes, and you have that. I want to taste that as well and just see how it tastes like. But the brownie, the brownie is really good. Like I can't even speak very well because my mouth. But let's take a break, and of course, when we come back, would also take you there and see how it is that you can make burger but no beef, you know, patty in it. We'll see you after this short break. Stay with us. All right, glad you're still with us. This is Your World, and very quickly, because I can see our time is how much spent. The question that we asked you today is that how long can you stay without consuming milk or eggs or meat or seafood? Okay, and I can see a number of you right here who say, for instance, at Lucas underscore 17 says it's just a matter of time. Okay, and then at Oirongo Amos says, as long as I like the fans or I have no appetite, that is how long you can go without consuming meat or eggs. And then James Minor says 8 hours. That's it. After 8 hours, I want my meat. All right. And then at Mr. underscore Roger 12 says 6 hours only, and then you go back to having your meat or your eggs. All right, so keep tweeting at NTV Kenya at Lubembe underscore Winnie, and of course we'll look at your feedback as we continue. But right about now, remember the cupcakes that we made a few minutes ago? They are actually ready and they look absolutely amazing. Okay, and also we made eggplants and we just deep fried them, and they're here and they are ready. So Daniela, I like what I see. I like look at this. Doesn't this look amazing? This looks really, really amazing. It's still hot, so we'll let it cool for a moment, and then I'll taste it and tell you what that tastes like. But also, look at this. This looks really good. Yes. Good job well done. But how do they taste like?
Teamwork makes the dream
right,
work.
right. What do they taste like? That is what I'm sure most of you are curious to find out. So Daniela, like this is good. This is good and this is healthy. But aside from this, like for instance, deep frying and all those things, when it comes to like making, for example, like breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You know, as far as a vegan meal is concerned, what can that look like? Like a typical breakfast? Oh, yes. Oh, can we move there? Yes. Absolutely. Let's move there. All right. So we have like a number of things, right? Over here. So
typical breakfast.
Oh, wow.
So this is scrambled.
This looks like eggs.
Exactly. This is scrambled tofu.
Easy.
Yes. And then spinach.
Yes.
And potatoes, home fries.
Yeah.
You could add a salad to it.
Yes. And then pancakes. We all love pancakes.
Yes. So.
And we know that pancakes, they have to have eggs, they have to have milk.
They do not have to have eggs. They do have to have milk. Milk is a major part of it.
Right.
So this is coconut milk.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you could do coconut milk or soy milk or almond milk, whichever milk you want. I found soy and coconut work a little better with it being fluffy, but they all work.
Okay.
All the nut milks work.
Okay. And then, what is this?
And the sausage. How could I forget the sausages?
This is sausage?
And the sausage.
How? Okay, so what is this made of?
This is made of whole wheat flour. So this is literally bread.
Just that?
Yes. So what we did was we washed away certain aspects of whole wheat flour, which gets you down to the gluten.
Yeah.
Because whole wheat flour is made of different components. So this is the gluten from whole wheat flour. And this is all house made also.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Okay, this one. This is what I am curious.
This is an American dish. This is what they call Southern Eden, which is macaroni and cheese.
Oh, soul food.
Yes, soul food. Yes, which hence the name Soul Vegetarian, because it copied soul food in the States. Plus, in our culture, the soul is the internal organs, so it's food that's healthy for your internal organs.
Yeah.
So you have macaroni and cheese.
Cheese.
Macaroni and soy cheese.
Okay, I'm like cheese.
Macaroni and soy cheese. So we also make this in house, our cheese.
Yes.
So, and then again, the gluten, which is barbecue. This is our barbecue we call twist. Salad. And this is a cucumber salad dressing. So this is made from cucumber. And then spinach.
I'm curious to understand how you make this, but like you rightly put, like this is soy cheese, right? Plant-based. It's not like the cheese that we're used to.
No.
And also, how do you make that? Like,
we blend it.
So what do you put?
You have soy milk.
Soy milk,
paprika, garlic powder, salt. Soy sauce is optional if you don't want to use that, but we do soy sauce. I added some bell peppers and onions in it to give it a pop of flavor.
Okay.
And
then
something
to give
called
that cheesy.
something called nutritional yeast, which is good in B complex vitamins and B12 vitamins.
Yes.
And it's also a supplement.
Okay.
So even though you wouldn't consider this to be what you eat on a daily basis,
yes,
and oil, because oil gives it that fat, the body that it needs.
Yes.
And we blend it and then bake it, and you have macaroni and cheese.
Wow.
So this will be a dinner.
Right? Yeah, you said, wait, you said this is...
This is the same thing made from the sausage, which is the gluten. So we call this barbecue tips.
Okay, okay.
You know, so it looks, for better understand, it's like barbecue ribs.
Yes.
So,
Yes. There you have it. Okay. All right. Now this one.
So I'm going to have my manager. Can my manager come?
Yes. Okay. So this is, what is this?
This is soy meats, soy chunks. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So this is soy meats.
Yes, and we made it into a gravy.
Yes. Okay. This is
ugali.
Normal ugali, but now it's yellow.
It's a healthier version.
Which is healthier, right?
Yes.
And then this is like what, normal spinach, and that's it. Yes. What do you have here?
This is fire tofu. No, this is a Jamaican dish. It's called jerk tofu.
Okay.
So if you're familiar with Jamaican food,
yeah.
Jerk is like one of the all hands down Jamaican food. I call it fire tofu because it's extremely spicy.
Yes.
So if you don't know how to do spice, you can't do jerk.
You cannot have this.
But this
you
is
cannot
jerk
have
tofu.
This. Can we just, do you have like raw tofu that we can just see, so that we can just show people? Yeah, I think that would be nice so that people understand when we say tofu, this is it. And someone might also ask like, so what is tofu?
Tofu
really
is soybean pulp.
Okay.
It's basically soybeans.
Okay.
What you do with to make the tofu, you get your soybeans, you soak it, because all beans you want to soak at least 16 hours, but at least 24 hours is best. It helps to get rid of the toxins, not the toxins, but the acids that are in beans. So if you soak it, it gets to working. So you soak your soybeans, then you blend it, you strain it, and you have soy milk. And from the soy milk, we make tofu. So we congeal it with salt and vinegar.
Yeah.
Or you can use lemon juice. And it forms into like a curd looking.
Yeah.
And then we compact it, we strain it off, drain all the water, compact it, and you have tofu.
You have your tofu. It looks actually good.
So right now it has no flavor.
Yeah.
So what you have to do to get flavor, like what we did with the eggplant, you have to base it.
Yeah.
You have to marinate it, and then either bake it or fry it.
In all the goodness, right?
Yeah. So in this case, we battered it. We based it just like the eggplant in the same batter that we used for the eggplant.
Yeah.
We battered it, fried it, or you could bake it, and then we put it in the jerk sauce. So we make the jerk sauce here. So
this okay.
So that's what that is. So I call it fire sauce.
Right. It's the fire sauce. Now here
the donuts.
Yes. Like how do you make donuts?
The same way.
Right.
Like you do regular donuts.
Yeah.
You just substitute the cow's milk, and there's no eggs, and we use either coconut milk or soy milk.
Okay. And baking powder?
No, not baking powder, yeast.
Oh, yeast.
Because you need it to rise.
So, yeast,
like flour, your sugar, your vanilla, the milk, hot water. You let it sit and do its thing.
And you have it. Okay. Now, something else that I see, this one. This, I'm like, we all love burgers, don't we?
This is a beetroot burger.
Beetroot. Because we're used to beetroot in juices and shakes.
Yes.
But you have it here.
This is beetroot, carrots, and potatoes.
That is what you used to make the patty.
That's what you used to, let me see if I could lift it up so you could see it.
What?
So that's beetroot. And believe it or not, this sells better than all our other burgers.
Really?
Yes. I was surprised myself. Because we also have a burger that's like a hamburger.
Yeah.
Which is made from the same thing, from the sausages. And it sells, but the beetroot...
People like it more.
People like it more. It has a nice flavor. It has a little sweet flavor because the beetroots are sweet.
Yeah.
Carrots are sweet. And the seasons we put in it, and it's very good.
Okay.
And then the sauce, throw the sauce in there, and it's the sauce.
Yeah. And then this one, did we talk about this?
This is also, this is jerk gluten. I was telling you about the gluten for the sausage.
Yes, for the
so this is like a
sausages.
beefy texture. So, and it's very spicy. This is also an island dish. Rice and peas, which is made, we used the red bean. Yeah, it's cooked in coconut milk. I'm trying to, I don't know what the Swahili word for the red beans are.
Okay. I think, Now, just take us through like the nutritional content of this. Because someone is like, well, there's no meat, there's no sugar.
This is pure protein.
Okay.
This is protein.
100%. So you have your
So
protein.
this is literally the protein from the whole wheat flour.
Okay.
Okay. Then you have more. Actually, this is extra protein than
It
what
really
you need.
is because you have your
the
beans in here.
Right.
Yes.
And then you have coconut milk. There's fresh onions. There's fresh tomatoes. So then you have your cereal, which is the rice. So, and then you have your salad.
You have your salad over here. So you have like all your vitamins and stuff. This is amazing. This is amazing. And then I mean, I know you've seen this, like for all, you know this, yeah? Like shikaki and all those things, right?
Yes. So that's exactly
what is this?
That is our vegan yamachoma. That's what I call it. Because when I first started, everybody was like, "What is gluten?"
What is?
No one knew what that was. I was like, you know what? It's vegan yamachoma. Yamachoma. So then that started conversation.
Yes.
And I was able to talk to people about what protein is and what gluten is, and just veganism.
So as we're used to nyama, right? So then what is this? Because this is clearly not nyama.
This is gluten. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So this is basically bread. This is this.
Yeah.
So this is the different things you could do with gluten. Okay, so for instance, this.
Yes.
This is like a roast, so we call it a pot roast. I didn't add all the potatoes and carrots.
A roast, yeah.
But as you can see it, if you cut it. So this, you can make it into that.
Yeah.
Which is the jerk gluten. You can make it into the shish kebab.
Yes.
You can make it into the sausages.
Whatever you want.
You can make it into the barbecue. Yes.
And then moving over here, we have pizza.
Yes.
And we all know pizza equals cheese, and cheese equals pizza, and then the other toppings, right? So, what is this made of then?
This is
because
made.
there's literally no.
So, this is the same cheese that we made for the macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
Different variation.
Yeah.
Because macaroni and cheese, you don't need it so thick. Pizza, you need a thicker cheese. So the same ingredients.
Okay.
And tomato sauce, which we make our own tomato sauce from fresh tomatoes.
Yes.
And then what you know, pizza. Olives, bell peppers, onions, tomatoes, mushrooms. Yes, so pizza.
Guys, you can make pizza. Vegan pizza is what we're saying. And then, again, something else that we like most, as Kenyans, it's all about samosas. So what do you put in this samosa?
Those are sweet potato samosas.
Sweet potato samosas. How?
You just boil your sweet potatoes, then you fry them, you put the bell pepper.
Yeah.
Then you put the onions, whatever that you want to put.
You put in your samosas, I mean in your, whatever you usually put in yours, in the filling is what you put here.
Yes.
Isn't that like too much carbs then?
It's not. I would say it's not because we don't put it a lot.
Yeah.
And you're also blending it with the syrup, which made out of tamarind sauce.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a balance because there's also vegetable inside.
Okay.
Yes.
Makes sense.
And then there's also good carbs and there's bad carbs.
Yes.
So sweet potato is actually one of the good carbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I see that.
And that's one of the reasons we have the sweet potato instead of the white potato.
Yes.
Because we wanted to do something different.
Absolutely.
And it's really good.
Absolutely. Really good. And then take us through that.
This is what we call a Jamaican patty, a mini Jamaican patty, which is also known. It's pretty internationally known.
Yeah.
And I wanted to share that here. So this is made with soy meat on the inside.
Yeah.
And a little bit of the jerk sauce. It's not too spicy. You can actually eat it.
Yeah.
And it's like a little saucy mix on it. So it's like a meat pie.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a non-meat pie.
Yeah, because I was like, hey, meat pie. Because once we see this, we see it's like chicken pie or meat pie.
Yes,
but there's none of that, in there, right?
So it looks like this.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Okay, guys, you know what? It's let's just say it's possible.
It's very possible.
It really is possible.
And then just going back to the different carbs, vegetable-based proteins and vegetable-based carbs and vegetable-based glucose, which is sugar, it's different, and it works your body differently than when you have the other things. So it's like you kind of have to learn the differences, because you need carbs. I know some people say you don't.
Oh yeah, there's some
but
people
your
who
body's
completely just get it out of their
diet.
diet.
You need carbs in your body. You just have to get the good carbs.
Okay.
And one thing with sweet potatoes, it doesn't spike your sugar levels,
yes.
And it doesn't spike the carb levels in your body, so it gives you energy.
Yeah.
So it's the carbs that give you energy, because that's what carbs does. It gives you energy.
Yeah,
So.
I like this. All right, so then someone probably watching us and thinking, fine, so how then do I introduce this to my children? Because like I said earlier on, there's some people who might be like, vegan, everything plant-based, and you know how children are with vegetables, with fruits. Sometimes they're just like, no, thank you, I do not want that. Me, all I want is the meat and chicken and, you know, all that stuff. So then how do you introduce this to children?
With children, I've learned sweets is the way to go. Start with the sweets. If you kind of have to open their minds up, okay? And when you open up their minds, they will flow with it. Because I find that it's easier to change a child's mind to veganism than it is an adult.
Yes, because you're used to all those
because
different things.
once they know that it tastes good, they're good.
Yeah.
If you give them something that doesn't taste good,
they won't like it.
They don't want it. But if it tastes good, they will eat it. So it's not that complicated. Okay. Start with cinnamon rolls. Like you have cinnamon rolls, you have donuts.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard for them to get with the meat, the non-meat concept, like the gluten.
Yes.
To them, that's like, whoa, you know,
what
is far-fetched. So that'll grow on them.
Yeah.
But the sweets, you know, and it's like I've learned also that babies, you have to feed them meat. Other than that, they prefer fruits and they prefer vegetables. You know, and they learn to like meat.
Yes.
Because that's what you give them, right? And that's what you eat, and that's what you give them.
Yeah.
But if you don't give that to them, because my whole community is made of vegan babies.
Yes.
You know. And it's like 3,000 or so, something like that, all over the world. All our babies are vegans.
Okay.
And their parents were vegans, and their parents were vegans.
So it's like introducing to them early.
Yeah.
Early also, when they don't really understand the concept of different tastes when it comes to like meat.
But actually, it's the other way around. We introduce meat to them early.
Early, yes.
You know, before that, they were eating like bananas, and they were eating fruits, and they were eating vegetables, because their stomachs can't handle meat as yet.
Yeah.
Really, our stomachs can't handle meat at all, because it works very hard to process it.
Yeah.
But over time, we introduce meat to them. And it's the other way around. It's not we introduce vegan, we introduce meat to them.
Yeah.
And that's how you become a meat eater.
I like that. So we need to bring this show to a close.
Yes.
And I just want you to speak to everyone who probably thinks, vegan, it's not possible, I can't do it. I need to have meat in my system. I need to have seafood in my system. I need to have like eggs or whatever it is, right? Just talk to them in terms of like veganism and the health. And are there risks maybe associated with the same as well?
Well, we'll start with the risk.
Yes.
We'll start with the risk. The risk of veganism is if you go cold turkey real quick and do not change your diet over properly. So if you're not cleansing, if you're not supplementing your food, if you're not exercising, if you are not expelling the toxins that's been in your body from the things that you've been eating before, then you are going to get sick. Those are some of the things. If you have some kind of ailment and or some kind of disease, and you go to cold turkey with veganism and you are not mindful, then it could affect, because your body's going through a change, so it could affect the balance in your body. So you just have to be conscious. You know, you have to be conscious of what you're doing. As for, well, as you could see, we're not missing anything. We didn't even see the pizza pie. There's nothing that we're missing with veganism.
The shake. Okay, in like 2 seconds, guys, we've seen something else. We have seen something, and that is a shake. And most of the time, we're used to like having our shake, and it has milk and all those things. You know, like cow's milk most of the time. Yeah.
So this is a strawberry ice cream shake.
Ice cream has milk in it. Most
yes,
of
it does.
What we think.
But ours have soy milk.
Oh yeah.
So this is the ice cream.
Yes.
So we make this in-house.
Yeah.
We make this specifically for our smoothies. So it's fresh strawberries, our ice cream, our soybean ice cream, soy milk, choice of sweetener, and vanilla, A little bit of sea salt, little bit.
To just balance it out.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
And this is our shake.
That looks amazing.
Yeah.
That looks amazing. But I want to taste the ice cream. Like clearly by now you can tell I am like a sweet tooth. I'm not like all those things, right? Can I taste the ice cream?
Absolutely. Now to be honest, this is not as creamy.
Yeah.
Because it has no additives and preservatives in it.
Yes.
There's nothing we have to, so it's a little bit rougher, but for the smoothies it's excellent. That's why I don't sell ice cream.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for the smoothies it's really good.
Yes. Let me taste the ice cream as we bring this to a close. But Daniela, thank you. Ooh, haha, it's cold. It's really, really cold. Okay, let's give this a taste there.
And that's our ice cream.
No way.
Yes. Yes way.
I could, oh my God.
You see, it's doable. It's very doable.
This is genuinely good.
Thank you.
This is, I'm like, bye, thanks, see you. This is really, really, really good. But thank you, Daniela, because like I said earlier on, I think I told you, I wasn't ready in terms of like the taste, like what it would taste like versus what I imagined, you know, it would be. But this is absolutely amazing. This is good. I could eat this like every single day. I'm just like, you know what, maybe I should consider. Maybe I should consider.
You don't,
maybe I should
but the
consider.
thing is, you don't have to do one or the other. You can do both if you like. I mean, that's one of the reasons we started So Veg. We wanted to show veganism in another light.
Yeah.
You know, we wanted to show veganism in another light.
This is amazing. But you know what? We need to bring this show to a close, and I'm pretty sure you have seen a lot. Like, it is possible. It is possible. And like what Daniela said, at the end of the day, just make sure that you start slow. Don't go cold turkey. If you're considering veganism, it is possible. You're not missing out on anything. You're not missing out on your cakes and cookies and brownies and pizzas, okay? It is possible. Just use, first of all, what you have at home and then slowly make it your lifestyle. So I hope that you've learned a lot from today's show. And of course, my name is Winnie Lubembe. Special thank you to Daniela and her team right here at Soul Vegetarian. Gosh, take me through it again. Soul Vegetarian Catering and Bakery.
I just want to say real quick,
2 seconds. They're here. Amazing, amazing people. They are amazing. They have done so well. They have done so well, right? Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for hosting us. It has been amazing. This is amazing. We'll see you tomorrow for another show. But for now, it's goodbye. This is amazing. Everything is good. And yeah, see you soon. Goodbye.
Welcome to Subway.